Hi everybody, Master Kelley here. Hope you guys are doing well. In this video today, we're going to talk about the virtue of fortitude. Now, why am I breaking this up? Well, if you guys don't know, we are making an animated show on our channel that's going to be on YouTube about Dojo learning the cardinal virtues, right? And one of those virtues is going to be called, it's called fortitude. Now, what's fortitude? Well, fortitude, right? If you guys remember, you guys that have done the white belt program, there's the 5 tenets of Taekwondo, right? And one of those tenets is perseverance. Now, perseverance and fortitude are very similar. In fact, perseverance is what we call a sub-virtue, right? So a virtue right beneath fortitude, right? Now, what's perseverance? Well, perseverance, right, means never giving up, right? Never giving up when something's difficult. What fortitude is, if fortitude pushes that to a whole nother level, okay? Now, here's the difference. What fortitude is, it's firmness in difficulty, especially when it comes to our faith, right? And this is really important, right? If you're someone that's exercising a lot, maybe you're watching the videos on this channel and you're working hard, you're working hard to get your skills ready as a martial artist, right? That's awesome. But at the same time, sometimes we have to also work on strengthening our will as well, right? Strengthening our spirit. Now, here's what I mean. Let's say, for example, you can do, 10 push-ups, right? Without getting tired. Okay? Now, for some of you guys, that might be a really difficult task, but let's say you start doing 1 push-up a day, right? And then after a whole week, you do 2 push-ups a day. And then you do 3 push-ups a day, and then 4 push-ups. And then eventually you get to 10 push-ups, right? Now, what we're doing right there is we're doing something where we're slowly getting stronger over time. And that's the same thing with our faith, right? We're not going to just become really strong in our faith like instantaneously. Now, sometimes God gives us that grace. And in fact, the only reason why we do have faith is because God gives it to us, right? It's a free gift, right? It's a free gift. However, there are some ways to kind of open yourself up to allow God's grace to flow upon you even more. Okay, now here's how you do that. It's by making good decisions, especially when you don't feel like it, right? So I'll give you guys a quick example, right? So let's say, for example, you have friends, right? Friends who are not Christian, right? Friends who might be getting into things that you know personally are actually morally wrong, okay? Now, you can make 2 decisions. Either A, you can just let your friends keep doing what they're doing and say nothing. Or B, you can be a witness of what Christianity is and tell them they're doing something wrong, right? In fact, in Catholicism, we have a thing called the spiritual works of mercy. And one of those is admonishing the sinner. Now, before you start going off and telling people what to do, Jesus also tells us, right? Take the plank out of your own eye. If you don't know what a plank is, right? A plank is like this long log, right? So what Jesus means in that passage is he's saying, hey, if you have a brother who has a little speck in their eye, but you have a giant wooden beam in your eye, why would you go pick out his speck? Take your own beam out first, right? That's what he's telling us. So before you start telling people what to do, make sure you're also living it yourself, right? Or else they'll think you're a hypocrite, which is not good either, right? So, and that's a test of your fortitude. That's a test. It's like, okay, am I willing to be a good friend and tell them the truth and speak the truth always, or am I going to compromise, right? And that's just an example, right? And that's how you can grow in faith. And again, that's hard. That's not easy. I can tell you guys, I struggle with this as well, right? I know someone's doing something wrong and I really like them, they're my friend, and it's hard for me to speak up, right? And we all struggle with that, right? But if you do it, that's gonna increase your fortitude. That's gonna increase it, right? Now, the second thing you can do, right, is whenever you feel like you wanna, do something, right? You wanna play, but you know in your heart, you know that you're feeling a call from God to pray, right? So I can tell you guys this from experience. Sometimes I come home, I'm driving home from work after teaching classes, and I just want to listen to music, right? I just want to listen to music. I want to listen to music on the way home. But sometimes something tells me, right, and this has become a habit now, that maybe I should pray the rosary on my way home, right? Now, if I want to grow in the virtue of fortitude, right, doing something good spiritually without necessarily wanting to do it in the beginning, if I do it anyway, that's going to help the fortitude grow. And now it's a habit, right? And that's all virtue is. Virtue is a habit, right? Just like sin is a habit, right? If you are trying to do something good and you do it constantly and you keep trying and you keep trying, eventually you're going to do things without thinking about it, right? You're going to just act virtually without thinking about it because it's become a deep ingrained habit, right? So fortitude is really important. In fact, it's the king. I would say it's not the king, but out of all the temporal virtues, right, the cardinal virtues, fortitude is really, really powerful, right? This is one of the reasons why a lot of people gave up their lives for the faith because they had that tremendous fortitude, right? If you look at the early church, the stories of all the early saints, if you think about the apostles, right? All the apostles were martyred because they had incredible faith and they had incredible fortitude, right? And they're willing to persevere and they're willing to push each other and push themselves to perfection, right? And that's what our goal is, right? Our goal in this life isn't to be necessarily the strongest, right? Now, it's good to be strong. It's good to be courageous, right? But it's to be spiritually strong, right? That is the most important thing, okay? Because guess what? One day, right? And I can tell you guys this, right? When you're getting good at martial arts and you're practicing and you're training, okay? Try to use that to tell yourself, okay, if I can get good at doing this kick, how can I also get good at, following the commandments? How can I get good at growing in virtues, right? If you try to use what you've learned in martial arts, right, and apply it to becoming spiritually holy, that's going to make you not only a better person, but you're going to be a good witness, right? Because our goal here on earth, right, isn't just to get ourselves to heaven, it's to get everybody else with us. We get all of our friends, get all of our family, get everyone we know, right? Saint Teresa of Avila, if you don't know who that is, you can ask your parents to look her up. She had this wonderful saying that if you simply live your life as holy as you possibly can be, you're going to take thousands of souls with you to heaven, right? You're going to help them, right? Now, obviously, God is the one that ultimately does it, but God uses people, right? He uses the saints, he uses prophets, he uses apostles, right? He uses all of us to be extensions of his work after he ascended into heaven. In fact, that's why as the church, we're called the body of Christ, because we're extensions of Christ's body, right? We're like an arm and a leg, and we're getting his work done as long as we acknowledge that he's the head, right? And he's the head, and we're not taking pride in ourselves thinking, which, by the way, there's going to be a character in the anime show who does do that, right? And you guys might have seen him before, where he wants to take things for himself, and he kind of has this selfish attitude where he thinks he's always in control. That's going to be one of the villains that you guys are going to see in the show. So hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless you all. See you all next time.